Brittany says, how do you truly let someone go? I have felt stuck around a person relationship for over 7 years, and I want to be free of this bind so I can experience true partnership. So first of all, you have a reason that has an outcome that you want to be out of it. So you're literally ignoring what you feel because you want to have a different relationship. So you're not asking for the now. You're not asking for the feelings to be heard. They've been here while you're glued to an arbitrary outcome that's better than now in your mind. So you're not needing to let anyone go because there's no such thing. There's no such thing. I understand we have a sentence when we say we're together. And I understand that when they go, we say we're apart. You're also connected to them 100% evenly, whether you're in a relationship with them or not, on a God level. And we need to move to a God level eventually where you can choose to commit to someone, but your dialogue literally is making true partnership bigger than partnership with the now. You cannot have that anymore. That is an attachment-based relationship. And if you're here, you're too aware. It's too hard to do. True partnership is a byproduct of your connection to source. And if the other person is in their true partnership with source, it'll be a piece of cake because it's actually love-based and not attachment-based. But how could you have that if the attachment to the last person's still there? It's not at the last person, though. It's just attachment is still in the body. So when that person's finally in your mind gone, we just put a new person in and we do the same thing. So instead of trying to let them go, let's be present exactly now for what you feel about the person that you perceive is gone. I mean, it hurts inside of your body, so they must only exist in there. I mean, it sounds like the person's role up until they left before 7 years ago, which is a different planet, remember all the COVID crap happened within the last 7 years. So see 7 years ago as lifetimes ago, okay? And what I mean by that is 7 years ago, you might have been in a frequency that having a relationship served some type of purpose to help you cover up feelings that you were not ready to feel yet. I understand. So Brittany's telling me they haven't fully left. So what I want to offer you is in this moment, okay, I want you to let every feeling come to light. Okay, so you're saying you're sobbing, right? So maybe the sobbing, this is a great example of what I'm talking about. Brittany had an outcome. This is exactly what tonight's call is about. So this is perfect. Brittany had an outcome, the next relationship in her mind, and it was blocking feelings, right? She had both the past grabbed onto because the person that left is now gone. So she's trying to negotiate it, get them back, or whatever, let it go with force, like talk herself into it's a good move, whatever, all of this stuff, right? Versus what do I feel? Sad about this relationship ending. Awesome. Okay. Let that be there because that's there. And Brittany is sobbing right now because she doesn't both have a grab on the negotiation of the past or her idea of the future, right? So because she doesn't have hope for the future, which is good, the way I'm talking about is good, distracting from what's ready to come up that maybe wasn't ready to come up when she broke up in 2014, right? 2015. Maybe it wasn't ready to come up then. Maybe she didn't have the consciousness to be ready for it. But now there's an awareness and there's an interest in that awareness because you wouldn't be here. Like you wouldn't be here doing this work if you didn't have somewhat of a higher frequency open. Otherwise, you'd be listening to a speaker that's more like how to get them back, right? Or how to get the ultimate relationship. If you're watching me, you have something in your heart that says, because I'm not about how to get the ultimate relationship. It's how to connect to the now and actually find the truth of what you are. Brittany says, this person and I still feel so hooked onto each other and both feel like we can't let the other go, but we can't be together. It's maddening. So the first thing I want you to do is make that okay. So what does that feel like? And I want you to take the other person out of it for a second. What does that feel? And I really want you to, because when you're trauma bonded, you're more caught in what they're feeling and you're ignoring what you feel, right? Take the other person out of it for a second. Did you get that? Because when you're trauma bonded, you grab onto what they're feeling to ignore what you're feeling so it can't be felt. That's what the stuckness actually is, right? So when I talk to people who are trauma bonded, they start being like, he and I can't get over it, right? And I'm like, well, whatever they got, I don't care, right? Because they're not here asking about it. So I'm here with you, Brittany. So if I take away him or her, whoever it is, and just go, okay, I hear that you're trauma bonded because both of you are focused on what the other person is doing and feeling more than what you're feeling. And you're projecting what they're feeling, right? So if I take your ability out of that, and that's the same for everybody with everything. You will, with blame, your problem is you're focused on the situation more than what you feel. That's your pain. You use the situation to block what you feel. So, Brittany, what do you feel about what you just told me right now? I feel so much grief and loneliness. Now, I know this doesn't sound like it, but can you hear that that's actually advanced from where you were? That's actually farther. I get that it might hurt more. Surgery seems like this thing that could exhaust a person, but now we're actually getting to the root of this, right? Feel grief and loneliness for a second. Whether you end up with the person later or not doesn't matter right now. I want to offer you, right? So Brittany now says it's dad stuff. It's not being chosen. Okay. So now it's showing you dad stuff. It's showing you right now, like, oh, there's a feeling about dad. Now I want you to not go to what he felt for a second and ask yourself, when you say it's dad stuff, you're saying there's a circumstance or something or a life that you went through that was painful. Can you tell me only what you felt for a second? In whatever memory you need. If you're going to dad stuff, it's bringing dad stuff up. What is the feeling about the memory? What is the feeling in your body right now? Scared and confused. Allow that. Look at that. We're getting to grief, loneliness, scared and confused. This is more advanced. And we don't want to feel it to get rid of it or get over it. We want to just allow it. That says rejected. So I don't know if it's relaxed, rejected, or retexted. Rejected. Okay. So you feel rejected. So I want right now rejection to be allowed in your body. You literally have given me 5 feelings. Actually 6 if you count rejected. You have scared and confused, right? You feel that? You had 2 other ones, lonely and grief, lonely and grief, right? Rejected, that's if they turn you down via text, right? Right. And I'm right. Anger too. So now we're at anger. I want you to allow that. I want you to allow that. I want you to allow that. Let it be there. Brittany, let it be there. We let anger be there. We let rejected be there. We let rejected be there. We let grief. We let loneliness. Do you feel that? You are the now. Be the now. Be here with what you're feeling. Be here with what you're feeling. Mike says, move through it. And I'm going to offer you, that's a great recommendation, Mike, definitely. And I'm going to offer you, be with it, not even through to the other side, right? Because we only have the now, but that's still great, right? We only have the now. So no outcome from this, right? Don't move through your kids, right? Talking to you about their emotions, right? I also like what you're saying though, Mike. I'm just offering kind of what this is. I feel uncertainty and the fear of uncertainty. Brittany, we're doing this right now. I feel uncertainty and the fear of uncertainty. Feel that, right? And don't look at the person for a second. Don't look at anything at all other than that's here right now, right? Uncertainty. That's all in the now. Uncertainty is freedom. Does everyone notice that? Uncertainty is also freedom. I just loved the prison of knowing a way that felt good 7 years ago, right? Uncertainty is freedom. Do you think I got certainty here? I have a different type of certainty. It's not circumstantial certainty. My certainty isn't, oh, everything's fine because X, Y, Z. My certainty is the now. And trust me, sometimes I slip, right? But recently I'm really getting this. That's my certainty, right? The now, the real certainty. I'm allowed to be scared in this body. I'm allowed to feel uncertain in this body. Hell yeah, Lisa. Brittany, what are you feeling right now? All of this is here. Maybe life is taking you to a world where you're connecting to uncertainty and it's killing the part of you that ran from uncertainty. We made the person you were dating certainty. So you can't get out of it because that's what the certainty is. Not being with the person is uncertainty, right? Yet the person isn't certainty. It's just a circumstance. It's just, you're my God. Do you feel that? It's you're my God. You're more God than God. Dave from the bowling alley. Not that that's who it was, Brittany. I'm just saying, isn't that funny? Right? Like, you're more my God. You're more my emotions God than God. Steve from accounting, right? Like, isn't that like, say that out loud? If you have a person you're not over, it's not us belittling anyone, but it's funny to think that one person was the one you one. And there's no life if that person is dating someone else or something crazy, right? The root of that is that in our childhood, we learned that these parents who were our only source of real survival at the time, before we connected fully to the understanding of the awareness of what we truly are, that our parents were our God, right? So our parents, were the ones that fed us and they were our survival. So their egos were the truth, right? So if your dad yelled at you, then and you don't have any awareness of what's going on in the world, you will actually be attracted to people that yell at you, right? If you have a mom that shames you, you'll be turned on by women that shame you, right? Like, that's how this works, right? Linda says Ted from his parents' trailer. Now we're talking. Ted from his parents' trailer was my God, right? Because Ted felt like dad. Or I perceived these people to be the polar opposite of what my parents were. And in my gigantic rejection of my parents, which is still in my body, I'm going to date what I think is the pendulum opposite of them versus what my soul wants. Right? Does that make sense? Deep breath in, release it. So Brittany, tell me what you're feeling right now. This is going well. Like, we're hearing feelings that were in there. And instead of having 7 more years of burying them with Jacob from tetherball class, let's let him go. Brittany's laughing. Brittany, what are you right now feeling right now? I see laughter, which is a release, by the way. Isn't this awesome? Right? And life is going, I'm taking you, I want you to know when you go, I feel uncertainty. Oh, life's taking you to a truer version of you that you've never seen before. Wouldn't I understand it's hard for us to really move to it, but just wouldn't you rather have true clarity of the real way you were supposed to be on this planet and the real version of you, even if you have no familiarity of it? Every day we're making choices between those two things. I can either move to the true essence of what I am, or I can move towards what my ego's familiarity is, right? Brittany says, I am being reminded that I know he's not my person, an awareness I've had many times, but sometimes forget and get caught up in fantasy again. Fantasy to prevent what? Right? The fantasy is to help prevent what? Aloneness, she says in all caps. Brittany, I want you to allow aloneness. I want you to just let fully being alone engulf you. I want you to not call anybody after this call and embrace aloneness. This is new powers for you. I'm not saying let's all feel lonely and depressed. I'm saying every one of us, if you're ready for it and you feel this new thing in your body, right, could be in love with being alone. Doesn't mean that has to be your whole life, but just like imagine how powerful you are, Brittany, if you are all the way fine with a default setting of full connection to self. Calling it aloneness has some type of lack in it. What if it's connection to source? Full connection to source, right? And the person you were trying to date, right, was just your distraction from that because your awareness in the past was at a point where a person outside is a must-have for your completeness. Yet you're complete as is. So life is going, I am going to take you, if you're ready, to completeness. And luckily you had the courage to ask a question that fit a bunch of people. And then I answered it. So the universe is answering you this way. They voted, and here's an answer. And if you feel some sort of spark or permission, I want you to allow that permission to see, like, what would it be like if there's a new me that I've never seen but is actually me, right? 2 B's for Rob. Okay, so Rob with 2 B's was the only source of your happiness. And I can't do anything without Rob with 2 B's. So you're going to create a new space. You're going to create a boundary. You're going to create time. This isn't even you pushing someone away. It's you finding what you are without the drug that your ego has decided is your drug. Right? Brittany's laughing. Brittany, tell me what you're feeling right now. You're laughing. How is the depth in your body feeling at the moment? Right? Like, I'd love to hear if there's something new here. Something new. Wouldn't something new be nice, everybody? Like, I want to feel something new. Right? So I'm not just patterns stopping the feeling, right? Something new is forming in my body. What does it feel? Brittany is a goddess. I can feel my own essence again. Oh, see, instead of going, I'm going to get over him, which is an outcome that blocks what you feel. So 7 years of it can happen, right? No more getting over anything. Don't get over anything. Feel. Oh, Brittany, don't be hard on yourself. Or if you need to, go ahead. But we all forget all the time. Brittany, if it helps you, after this call, I want to suggest that you take like a good couple hours, have no phone. Don't even have the phone next to you to tempt you or anything like that. Just let's not talk to Rob with 2 B's tonight or tomorrow, right? Right? And just go, I just want to expand because we are in expansion first. Brittany, make sure you see the event this last weekend. I'm here to expand. It's not about getting over someone. I'm here to expand. Awesome. Awesome. So I hope this helps, right? We're just seeing the lives. We're not here to do anything other than expand. And it requires sometimes the feelings of these feelings we're so scared of, but we're only scared of them because we've repressed them. So our mind goes, they're scary. I've tried to get over it for years. Now you are repressing it. Kathy says, this helped me. Thank you. And Brittany and Kyle, of course. Thank you. Feels good.